Hey, family. How's everybody doing tonight? I am good. Just wanted to come and check in for a minute, see how everybody is doing. Um, Boy, I tell you, I went swimming today. I had an amazing time. I'm telling you, I just don't know what to do with myself. I'm enjoying myself way too much over here, right? You see the title? Yeah, why did I do that? Why? Who moves across the country at 62? I'm just saying. Me, I did. I did. I know, you guys. I know I'm silly. I'm silly. Hey, okay, you guys. I am just wanting to come to you guys and wanting to just really, shoot the breeze, see how everybody is doing, and just explain how I managed to move during my retirement. I retired. Hey, Willie, welcome. How I retired, and I am literally living in Africa. That is my dream. It's always been my dream. It will always be my dream, and I love it. Best thing I could have did. I know people say, "Oh my God, Cassie, you picked up and you just moved." Yeah, I did, but I planned it. Okay, I didn't just wake up today and say, "Oh, okay, I'm moving." How did I do it? I saved money. I did. I didn't. I had a car. I sold it. Well, actually, I gave it to my granddaughter. I didn't. Well, I did sell it to her. I sold it to her for $50. She still owed me $25. By the way, I need to call her and to let her know, girl, you better pay me my money. But yeah, I sold it to her. I know people say, "Why you sell it?" Because I wanted her to put some skin in the game. You know, when you give people stuff for free, they take it for granted. So no, I sold her my car for $50, and she still owes me $25. And I'm going to record with this one, so I can call her and be like, "You need to pay me my money." So anyway, yeah, I saved. I had been planning it forever, and I remember the first time I wanted to come to Kenya or Africa, and it was 5 years ago. And for 3 years, I was saying, "Oh, I'm going. I'm gonna visit. I'm gonna visit." And year one came, went, nothing. I said, "Okay, next year October, I'm going." Second year came and went, nothing. I was like, hold on here. What am I doing wrong? What was I doing wrong? I wasn't saving. I wasn't serious. I thought I was serious, but I wasn't serious. So I said, okay, what do I need to do? I made me a list. Make you a list. Write the vision and make it plain. Make a list. I made me a list as far as the dates, what I wanted to do, how I need to do it, how much money I was going to need, how much money I need to save a month. And yes, I paid my bills, but I downsized. Okay. I wasn't buying crazy stuff. I did less as possible. I wasn't buying a whole bunch of stuff. I was on a budget and I stuck to that budget. I wasn't going out to eat a lot. I wasn't, I was doing what I need to do, but I was still in the meantime, where, some of my friends was riding and they, I ride a three-wheeler and they said, "Oh, I'm going to Florida." I'm like, going there. That's money, right? And if I'm trying to do this, trying to move, I got to get a ticket. Start looking online to see my tickets, and I seen, okay, the ticket was 1,200, and I said, okay, hopefully it'll come down, and it didn't. So I said, okay, okay. So when I get paid, I'm gonna do blah blah blah. So I just did it step by step. I said, well, let me save 600 here, and then let me save 600. So I was just saving as much money as I could, right? Every pay I would save, put money aside. And I'm telling you, the first few months it wasn't going so well because I was like, oh my God, it was just stuff that just was coming up, right? So I was like, okay, but because I was supposed to be like, when I came here, I was supposed to have so much money, but things was coming up and I had to get serious. I had to be like, no, I'm not gonna do this. No, I'm not gonna do this. I had to be serious. So I just started, okay, so I looked at my ticket and I said, okay, well, let me get a ticket. So I thought about, okay, when do I want to go? So I thought about the first time when I went, it was in October. I said, well, I'm gonna go in October. Okay. So I just started, saving money. And then I said, okay, where do I want to go? So I had to decide where. This was my first trip to Africa. I said, well, where do I want to go? I said, well, I made a list. I said, I want to go to Kenya, and I want to go Dar es Salaam, Zanzibar, Tanzania, and Rwanda. And I said, Uganda. It was 6 places that I wanted to go. And I said, okay, I have 6 weeks, right? I wanted to, I was working, but I was working online, right? So I had bought me, I did what I need to do as far as my job. And so I started planning. Kenya, I looked up and see, okay, do I need a visa? I needed a visa. So I put in the application for the visa, got that one back, and I got an Airbnb. And I knew a guy that had an Airbnb, and that was Brandon. Okay, my buddy, he's on YouTube too. So yeah, he's something else, boy. I tell you. So I rented his Airbnb, and I think it was like $25 per day, and I stayed there a week, maybe. I think it was like a week. Yeah, I stayed a week or 2 weeks, and paid that money up. Okay, paid for Airbnb. I said okay, and then the next place was Dar es Salaam. So I had to, do my little research to see, okay, leaving Kenya, going to Dar es Salaam, what did I need to do? Do I need a visa? Didn't need a visa because Kenya, Dar es Salaam, Zanzibar, and Rwanda, no, Tanzania was all in one, right? So I didn't need a visa for that because the Kenya visa was enough. Okay, I found out all of the shots that I needed. I think I needed one, which was the yellow fever. Okay, everything else I did my research. Do I really need this? What I did need, and they said, "Oh, you need to take that. What do I really need?" So I got with a doctor, and I said, "Okay, tell me what shots I really truly need." And he said, "You just get the yellow fever." So I went and got that, and I went to the health department, got that. That thing cost me like $250, $300. It was a very expensive shot, very expensive. I just couldn't understand why that shot cost so much money. So that was money that I had to spend, right? So I'm doing my research still, right? So okay, got my visa for Kenya. Then I turned around and I got my Airbnb for Dar es Salaam because I was going to be there one night. Got my visa or my Airbnb for Zanzibar, which was in Stone Town, Tanzania. And then I got my Airbnb that got those out the way. Okay. And we took a ferry. Okay. I think it was a ferry. I'm trying to think back then. I think it was a ferry that we took we took a plane to Dar es Salaam. Okay. And then the ferry took us from Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, Zanzibar. Okay. Like that. Right. So I'm trying to think, it was like 5 years ago. I'm just kind of, I'm trying to think of how we really did it. So we did take a flight and then took a ferry. I had to, to pay for the flight and stuff, had the ticket. And then I turned around and I went to Rwanda. So Rwanda, I needed a visa. So I had to, send in the information to get the visa for Rwanda. That was like $150. Okay. And then Uganda. Okay. Ended up not going to Uganda, but I had I think I got a flight for Uganda and a ticket, the visa. Ended up not going, tried to get my money back and couldn't get my money back. It wasn't that much, but it was still the way they did it, which was crazy. It was really cruddy because we was trying to call them and they wouldn't never answer the phone. And then they said we couldn't get money. It was a mess. So I said, okay, whatever. That was money wasted for them, but I won't do it again because I would probably never go there because I didn't like how they did business, right? So they waited till the last minute. It was a mess. And then they said, you told us what we could do, what we couldn't do, and then want to pay us more money and stuff. I said, no, we're not going to do it. Don't worry about it. So you go ahead and keep that and, just chalk it up. Probably went in somebody's pocket, but it was fine. So anyway, we ended up getting Airbnbs for everywhere we went, did that. And then went to, Rwanda, got my ticket for there. Airbnb, the lady was amazing. She was amazing, right? So stayed with her for a little bit. And then this is so funny. When we got to Rwanda, actually Zanzibar, we went from Zanzibar to Rwanda, I got sick. Had caught COVID, right? Don't even ask me. Oh my God, do not ask me why. So that Sunday I was sick, got to Rwanda Sunday. I was sick Monday and Tuesday. I was in the bed sick. I was like, oh my God, because we were supposed to leave out Saturday or Sunday going back to Kenya, right? Oh my God. I was like, oh my Lord, please help me. I was so scared. I was like, God, I got to take this shot Friday, right? I had to not to take the shot. I'm sorry. I had to take a COVID test because you had to take COVID tests back in them days, right? Before you got on the plane. So I said, oh my God, Lord, please help me. I got to take this COVID test. And I knew I was sick. Oh my God, I felt for the Monday and Tuesday, I was in the bed. I didn't get out the bed. I didn't go nowhere. But Wednesday and Thursday, I would, went around and I was able to see stuff. But so Sunday we, got there, we was looking around. So Monday and Tuesday I was in the bed. And then Wednesday and Thursday we went around sightseeing and stuff because me and my daughter both got sick, right? And she was better, Monday she was good, but Monday and Tuesday I was still, but then Wednesday and Thursday I was fine. So I went and took my COVID test and it came back negative. I was like, oh God, I don't know how that thing came back negative. It wasn't to the point because I had it before. So it was really my body, had gotten used to it or whatever. So just put me down for those couple of days, and then I was back at it again. And results was negative, so that was a good thing. So that was, whew, Lord, I was scared. I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I'd already had my plane ticket, but I would have just had to whatever. But it didn't. It worked out fine. Whew, God, I tell you, I was worried about that thing, honey. Whew, Lord, I never forget. I had to spend that whole Friday getting my COVID test, right? And that was a Friday. I got lost. My daughter didn't go with me. I had actually had a ticket and we were supposed to go sightseeing, right? But I told her, I said, I can't. I got to get this shot today, right? It was Friday. They weren't going to be open Saturday, and Sunday we were leaving. So I had to get that shot Friday, right? And I was like, oh my God. So I told I'm going to drop the lady who we was renting from, dropped me off, and dropped her off at her little whatever, and dropped me off. And I was going to catch a ride down there to where she was after I got my test. So I got the ride, got the shot, not a shot. I keep saying a shot, the test. So then it was fine. Then I tried to meet her and I couldn't find her. And then I was like walking downtown, still doing my little sightseeing. So I said, well, you know what? It got really late. So the time had passed for me to meet her. So I knew she was already gone. So I just stayed downtown and we ate and, just by myself. I don't care. I was born by myself. I don't know any child. So I don't mind doing anything by myself. So stayed downtown till maybe about, it was getting dark. So I was like, I need to get a ride, catch a bus or get a ride back to the, where we came. I didn't know nothing about where I was at. So I'm standing down there waiting on the bus. I think I waited like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and cars was passing by. It was getting dark. It was getting, I was like, oh my God, let me just start walking. So I started walking and I was going to get a taxi, but I was going to walk and, get a taxi. No taxi. And I was like, oh my God, what we going to do? So I'm telling you, the Most High watches out for me. I don't care what, he watches out for Cassie. So a guy on the bike, he was a taxi, they have Buddhas there. So it was a motorcycle. So anyway, he asked me to need the ride. I said, yeah. I showed him I had the address written on a piece of paper where I was going. He said, yeah, come on. He didn't know where it was, but I didn't know he know. But anyway, so I got on the bike and I showed him. So I knew the right direction we was in. But once we got up in the mountains, I didn't know, I was lost. So he was asking different people, where's this place? Did anybody know? Nobody know. I'm like, how do y'all live here? But you don't have street addresses. You don't have street addresses. You don't have house addresses. I ain't never seen nothing like it. I said, how in the world do y'all get mail? How do you guys know where you at? Nobody knew what this place was. I'm like, y'all live here, right? Yeah. I said, how y'all don't know? And they didn't even speak. This guy, he spoke French. He didn't even speak English. So he kept, kept showing different people. And then there was a guy that was his friend that was talking English. So I asked him, I said, do you know where this place is? So he looked at the place and said, yeah. So he told the guy, it was like, oh my God, it was like 10 o'clock at night. We was riding on this motorcycle for like 3 hours, 7, 8, 9, 10, 3 hours, literally trying to find where this place was. And I was like, I'm not getting off this bike. You going to take me where I need to go, honey. He stuck it out. And I was like, I was near tears back there. He said, it's okay. He knew, he was like, it's okay. Man, he was trying. I would never forget that young man. That was an angel sent to me, right? So finally, we found it, right? I gave him a $10 tip. He was like, oh my God, thank you. I was like, I don't care. I needed to get home. I was so scared. I was like, it is 10 o'clock at night. It was dark. I was scared. It was like in the mountains. My daughter looking at me and she just shook her head. Where in the world you being, Mom? What in the world? What is it? Because I was out. I didn't know. I was trying to get home. I was like, Lord, I'm out here in Africa. I'm in Rwanda. I don't know where I'm going. I can't get home. It was terrible. It was so funny though, but it wasn't funny then because I was like, Lord, what in the world? So he dropped me off and it was fine. So the next day was Saturday. We kind of did some more sightseeing, and Sunday was our flight, right? It was so fun. It was so fun. So that was a really cool. Rwanda was the cleanest place. Loved it. So now, fast forward to now, I said, okay, I'm going to retire early. 62, I'm retired. And everybody said, why are you retiring? I said, my supervisor at work asked, why are you retiring? I said, because I'm tired of asking you for days off. Period. You got 5 vacations to my 1. I said, I'm behind, honey. I need to go on some vacation. She was like, Cassie, you crazy. I didn't care. I was like, look, I'm tired of asking you for vacations and stuff. So I said, plus I want to live my best life. I said, look, y'all holding me up. I supposed to have be on my 6th vacation I had already said, okay, I'm gonna go because I went first time in October. I said I'm gonna do the next time. I'm gonna do October also. So October 31st, I'll never forget. October 31st, I got my ticket for, right. No, I was retiring October 31st. Had October 30th. That Friday I retired. That Saturday I had a retirement party. And look, I had my little, this was what they gave me. My daughter gave me a retirement party, and all my little wishes and all of my little cards and stuff is in here. And, for my workers and stuff, and, all this little stuff. And, that was one thing. And then they turned around and gave me this right here, my little retirement book. We will miss you very much. It said, we will miss you very much. And, people signed it and stuff. And, it closes up like this, right? I keep it on my desk. This is my little desk here. I love little stuff. I love little knickknacks. My daughter is amazing. I tell you, she fixed all, got all that ready for me. It was just a great night. So the 30th, I retired. 31st, I had my retirement party. And then the 3rd, I had my ticket, which was that Monday, I think it was. Yeah. So Sunday night, I spent the night at my daughter's so that they could take me to the airport, right? Because they live right there. So that Sunday night, Monday, everybody, they went to work, and I said, okay, I want to leave by 11 o'clock to get on my flight. And I was here by the 5th. Okay. I left on the 3rd. I got landed on the 5th, and I had my Airbnb for here, for Mauritius. I had my flight, my Airbnb and everything. So I got my Airbnb for 4 days because I thought I was going to be ready. I thought I was going to have an apartment and everything by the 4th. Okay. In 4 days. Didn't work like that. So, okay, I had to extend my Airbnb, but I didn't stay there. I wanted to go to another part of the island. So I went to another one, and it was nice. Went there for maybe about 3-4 days. I put in for a week, but within that 2 days, I found my apartment, which is where I am now. Because everybody wanted me to pay a certain amount. I'm gonna tell you what, let me tell y'all something. Do not come here in these different countries and overpay. Okay, we're in a whole Africa. I'm not gonna pay United States prices for an apartment. I don't believe in that. Even if I go to Thailand, I'm planning on going to Thailand probably next year, and I'm doing research now. People paying $1,500, $1,200, $1,000 for what? I'm not paying that in Thailand. This is Thailand. It's a third world country. Stop doing that. Stop it. We can't afford $1,200 in the States. You gonna go and pay $1,200 in Thailand? Make it make sense. I kept telling people when I got to Africa, I said, I'm not paying a whole lot of money. Yeah, I'm paying under $500. And I meant that. People say, Cassie, you're not going to find it. You're in it's in the area called Pereybere. Pereybere. Right? Pereybere. I said, I don't care. They said, well, that's one of the touristy places and blah, blah, blah. I said, I don't care. I'm not paying that for an apartment. I'm not paying anything over $500. Then I meant that, right? I ain't gonna tell you what I'm paying, but it's under $450. Okay, I'm just saying. So they was like, so I went through like maybe 6 realtors, because every realtor is important. When you meet a realtor, if they don't work the way because you're paying them, if they don't work according to what you need, look, ain't no sense in us doing no business. If I tell you this is what I need, and you bring me apartments for $500 and $700, $800, $900, excuse me, I'm not doing that. Didn't I tell you this is my price, right? You have to really really be hard about that. You have to really be stern, okay? Because you'll go to a store, and I picked out something. My daughter picked it out and was talking to the sales lady, and the sales lady was like, here, we don't have that, but we got this, and was trying to upsell her, right? And I was like, okay, I'm not dealing with her. I don't deal with you. Once I see your integrity, or once I see your character, or once I see that you're not hearing me, I'm not going to deal with you. So seen another guy in the store, and I asked my daughter, I said, what was up with her? She said, oh, they didn't have the TV you wanted. They didn't have that. And, she said they was out, but you need to do something else. She was trying to tell her something that was more expensive. I said, okay, never mind. So one little guy, he was walking past the store. I said, come here. I said, what, you got this TV right here? He said, let me look. So he went back to look. He said, we do. And then I said, well, what about this? So I gave him 3 choices, and 2 of the other choices he didn't have. And then then he came back and tried to do the same thing. I said, let me tell you something. I said, I asked you for this TV right here, right? He goes, yes. I said, that's all I want. I said, you said you had it, right? He said, yes. I said, no, that's the one I want. Don't tell me about nothing else, because that's the one I want. I'm not paying extra money. I'm not doing this. And you have to sometimes in these places, you have to let them know that you look, this is what I'm paying. I understand that I'm a tourist, but I'm not going to pay that touristy price. And I used to tell them, don't give me the touristy price, give me the resident price, because I am a tourist. No, I'm a resident now. I said, don't give me the Mauritian touristy price. I said, because if you do that, I'm gonna walk away and you're not gonna get nothing. I'll be playing with them. I tell them what I mean and mean what I say and say what I mean, right? So my daughter's watching this. She's like, man, Ma, you just, I'm like, no, you have to do that because they think that, this is what they do. They sell and trying to get all the money that they can. But I already told you what I want. So there's no sense in us talking about anything else. So this is what I'm saying. Do not come here and act like you trying to impress everybody. I don't give a damn about nobody. I ain't trying to impress people. I know what I have to spend. I know I'm on a budget. I know what I'm gonna do, what I ain't gonna do, and nobody's gonna get in my pocket but me. Period. But people will try. Catching a cab. They know you don't know, but I'm gonna tell you what, coming from the airport, you have to call the different companies and say, okay, get quotes. Get quotes, and you tell, look, if you give me the best quote, I'm gonna use you, but you make sure you give me the best quote, because one man said, well, call me back if you get, a quote cheaper than mine. I said, no. I said, I'm gonna go with that man. I said, because you should have gave me the best price in the first place. I don't be playing with him. If I call you and ask you for a price and you quote me a high price, knowing that I can get a lower price, then you tell me, hey, call me back if you get a lower price and I can beat that price. Then you better beat it now, because I'm not calling you back. And then, of course, he didn't want to work. I went with somebody else, and this man was blowing my phone up. I'm done. You should have gave me the price I needed in the first place, and that's not what you did, right? So went on and got that guy to pick me up and bring me to the Airbnb. And but I'm telling you, I got out the first day and started walking. I started learning my surroundings, but I want to get back on this. I want to get back on this pricing about this overspending. You guys will make it to the point where the locals will hate to see you coming because they can't afford what you finna pay. They can't afford $1,000 for rent. So why in the heck did you leave America coming somewhere paying $8, $9, and $1,000 for rent? Why? That you can afford that there, and you gonna take your hard-earned money that you just saved up and spend it all on rent. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. I'm not. And I already knew the plan, what I was trying to do, right? So I'm not wasting my money. I already knew what I'm working with, okay? And I needed people that was going to work with me, okay? So you never know who. So I met the realtor, and I told her too. I said, this is the price. Oh, excuse me, y'all. This is the price I'm going to pay. I always y'all when I get on here. This is the price I want to pay. I talked to a guy right at first, and he showed me a property that was like an hour away from the area where I'm at right now, which was fine. It was brand new. It was beautiful. It was a studio, right? Which is fine. It was huge. So I said, okay, it's enough room. That's fine. But the lady was a Karen, so I couldn't deal with her. I said, no, I'm not going to live under her. I just was like, no, I'm not doing it. So he said, well, I don't have anything else. He said, but I do have a friend. And he showed me the realtor that I have now, and her and I are really good friends. And I put, she shows me properties. I put them in the group for different ones. So if you're looking for a property, if you want to come to Mauritius, you want to come here, I can, show you around to some apartments and get you a pretty good deal, right? So she showed me the apartment, and I loved it. I said, I want it. So that's what I ended up doing. I ended up getting the one I'm in now. Okay. But I had to go through. So in one place I went to, it was $792. I said, I'm not paying that. I said, no, I already told the lady I wasn't paying that. So they insisted on, okay, you insist if you want to, but you're wasting your time. But I want to go see it. But I'm gonna tell you what, it wasn't a place for me, right? And I was like, I just didn't like it. It was creepy. It was just, it wasn't a good place. I'm so glad I moved there, because I was like, oh my God, it was horrible. And I knew what I wanted to do, but I know how much I want to spend. And I'm not going to come here and act like I'm in America. If you go to Thailand, I seen a place on Thailand. I seen a guy, one young lady, she said she paid $268, and it's a high rise in a beautiful building. I'm just saying, $260 compared to $1,200, $1,500, and $1,000. Why would you go there paying that when you don't have to? Why do we want to always flex? I don't need $1,000 apartment. Yes, they're beautiful, but I'm not going to pay you. I'm not paying your house note for you. That's going to be, I'm not even paying that when I go and get mine, because I'm planning on getting me a beach house, right? right, a condo right on the beach. I already seen it and everything. I should show it to you, but I ain't gonna show it to you. But anyway, um, it's on the beach, and I already got it, already seen it and everything. But my thing is, I'm on a budget. And I tell everybody that I'm on a budget. I know what I'm going to spend. I know what I'm not going to spend. I know, what my budget is. I don't let anybody come and take money out of my pocket. I don't. If it don't make sense, it don't make sense. So, y'all, hey, did I show you guys my journal? Hold on, I got to show y'all. Yes, I do have to show y'all. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Hold on, let me make sure my charger will stay. Okay, hold on. I need to show you guys my journal. I'm just saying. Show y'all my journal because I want y'all to I want you guys to support your sister. I want you to support your sister, right? Don't be acting brand new over here. Don't be tripping, acting crazy. Okay, it's on Amazon. Okay, you go on Amazon. Okay, go on their official website. Let me see, is it coming up? Go on the official website, and you have to put in my name, Cassandra Cheek. Cheek, and I see my journal. Okay, I want y'all to be like, oh my God, Cassie, where's my journal at? Oh my goodness, what did I put in here before? Okay, gratitude journal. You know what? Just put my name in there. Okay, y'all here. Hey, I got my book on here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I want y'all to look. I got that's my book, right? This is my book, and this is the journal. Let me show y'all the journal. The journal. That's my journal. It says gratitude journal. It's $12.99. Y'all go ahead and support me. Go ahead. Don't be playing. Don't be playing. And I did that. And this is my book, A Mother's Love, and I have the journal for that, right? I don't know who she is. She didn't copy my little name over there, but my book's been out. My book has been out longer than hers, right? So she better get out of here. I'm just saying. I do have a Kindle. I don't know why. Is it now? This is the journal, okay? But this does come in a book also. It comes in a book and a journal. Okay, that's my Mother's Love, my book here. Okay, this one over here. That's my book, Consider Cheek. And then this is the journal. Hold on. That's the journal. Okay. Y'all don't be playing. Okay, stop tripping, stop acting crazy. Y'all better support me. Don't be acting crazy. Let me save this so next time I want to go in here, I can just go in here and get it. Okay, y'all. I'm doing some great things. I need somebody. So if you know somebody that can build me an app, I need somebody that can help me to build an app. Okay. So if you know somebody, give them my information, raminabush@gmail.com. You see my my email. Okay. So yeah, I am. And why did I move? Why did I move at 62? Why? Y'all want truth or you want me to lie? I didn't feel safe in America. I did. It was very expensive. I didn't want to be house poor. I didn't want to just sit there and pay bills and not able to travel. I had too many friends that was retired and was going back to work. I'm not doing that. I watch from other people. I watch them retire. They're so excited to retire, and then they turn around and they have to go back to work. I'm like, why? Why do we do that? What's going on with that? What are we not preparing, or what is going on? I didn't understand. So I'm like, let me plan so that I won't have to go back to work. I said, let me do what I need to do so that things could be better for me, and I won't have to go back. Okay, so that's what I did. I decided on, okay, a lot of people was moving, a lot of people, and I didn't even know where I wanted to go at first until I started watching Journey with Us. Okay, and that's why I watch a lot. I watch Journey with Us, and Journey with Us is a man and woman, a couple, and they was talking about Mauritius, right? Mauritius Africa's Mauritius, for the ones who want to look it up. And it's a beautiful, 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 beautiful city. I'm gonna show you some pictures of it. I'm getting ready. Let me share. I gotta show y'all this. It's beautiful. I just want to show you one. I'm not gonna, waste too much time, but I just want to show you why I moved in the first place. Share screen. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Entire screen. Yes. And I'm going over here. I hope I'm doing this right, y'all. Y'all bear with me. I hope I'm doing this right. I don't know. I didn't did this so long. Shoot, I done forgot what I'm doing over here. Okay, let's go up here. I think I did it right. Oh Lord. That is not what I get out of here. That is not it either. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Okay, hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. Hold on. Let me get my thing up here. Hold on. I don't want all these people. Let's get this stuff out of here. Okay, hopefully you guys can see my screen. I'm looking at y'all. Hold on, I hope I did it right. I might not have did it right. Y'all see me in the water, in the water. Oh shoot, come on here. I need to make sure I'm on the right thing. Okay, y'all, I'm on the right screen. Okay. Um, yeah, let me just show y'all. Let me just show y'all. Oh my goodness, this button. That is not the one I want. Hold on, you guys. I want to get the other one. Hold on. That's a nice one, but I had another one that I really wanted. That ain't the one. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. That's when I was in the pool. Y'all need to go on my page and see. I was in the pool today, y'all. Now this one is beautiful. Look at this. Can y'all see it? Isn't that pretty? That's amazing, you guys. See what I'm looking at, you guys. Okay. Okay, you guys, I'm coming back over here. But I'm just telling you, I am just like, that is like, I see this every day. And I'm like, who couldn't love this? I mean, who don't want to wake up in paradise every day? Who don't want to wake up and be like, thank you, God, for just showing me, just for sending me to a place that I couldn't even pick myself. This had to be the most high. I couldn't even pick this myself if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? So I do appreciate everybody come. I didn't want to be on here that long. I just wanted to mainly get on here and tell you why I decided to move. Um, and next week, I'm gonna tell you how I did it. By saving my money. I kind of touched on that already. On how I saved my money, and I was not buying frivolous stuff. I didn't have a car note. I did have a bike note, and trying to sell that in process of selling that. But so if anybody want to buy a 2022 Spider S3, It is got 15,000 miles. I'm just saying, and I'm selling it for I think 16.5, something like that. I think. Yeah. So it is 2022. It's decked out. I got lights and everything on it. I'm telling you. So y'all know if anybody want to buy a spider, it's called a spider, and it's an F3. Let me know. Go ahead and put it in the chat for me. I'm just saying, but I'm telling. Hey, you shaking and moving. I also wanting to do an app. I need somebody. So if you guys know anybody that does apps, please give them my information at raminthebush at gmail.com. Okay. Got some things in the works I'm trying to get done. So I need a person that knows how to build an app. Okay. So just let me know. But yeah, like I said, do not come down here and overspend. Guard your heart, guard your money, like it's your last. Okay. Don't if it don't make sense, don't be giving your money, don't be giving people your money. To get here, to move here, it took me for a visa. The You get a tourist visa for 6 months when you come. Just have a return ticket. Do 6 months return, 6 months for visa. But in the meantime, you're going to apply for your premium visa, which is free, and that's good for 1 year. And I think you can do that up to 2 years. Okay. But then, if you say, for instance, you did that for 2 years, and just about when that's getting ready to expire, you get your retirement visa. You could retire literally here at age 50. Okay, which are 10 years, 12 years late. And it's going to take you having $2,000 a month, making $2,000 a month. Or if you want your premium visa, you have to have 1,500 a month. Okay. Or you can have a certain amount of money in the bank and they'll approve it that way. Or you could buy property for a certain amount of money and you get a 20-year residency. Okay. So, I mean, it's not 20 years. You get unlimited. You can just be here. Okay. I think you have to buy like a property in 300,000, but I wouldn't even do that. That don't make no sense to do that when you can go ahead and apply for a 10-year visa and get it. You can buy a property. And I tell people, I said this is a great place to buy. They still have properties for 150,000 condos on the beach. You can sell. Say for instance, if I have a house, I can sell that house, and I can literally take that money and buy a condo. Maybe pay $50,000 on a $130,000 condo, and I can have a note for $500 on a brand new, or $400. You know what I mean? On a brand new condo. I mean, and you still have enough money to live off of. But a lot of people don't want to do that because of fear. My thing is, if you know that America is done, if you know America is being destroyed, if you know, and you can see what Trump is shaking and moving, you know that something is on the horizon. If you have a bird in hand, if you have a house in hand, sell that house and get out. Don't sit up there and be going through all of this rigmarole and you don't know this. A whole lot of stuff is uncertain right now. You're scared to move, you're scared to go, you're scared to do this, you're scared to do that. Your children, your boys, look, don't nobody have time to do that. Y'all get out, period. If you have a house, sell that house. You can come here and buy something brand new and pay $100,000 for it. Just because they ask for 130 don't mean I'm gonna give it to you. I'll give it to you for 130. 100,000. You put maybe 25, 30,000 down on a house or a condo, and you get a note for what, $400 or $500. I'm just saying, there's things that you could do here. Once your stuff is paid off here, there's no taxes. Once it's paid, it's paid. Ain't no doing all those taxes and all that stuff. They don't have that here. Okay. They do have, like, you can, get a house, you can get it financed here. And Mauritius is one of the only one of the African nations that does that. Okay, one of the only. I think it's one more, but I know they do it here. Okay, a lot of other nations don't. And I will tell you why. Because they have a lot of tourist people that comes here. Okay, so that's why. And a lot of, they come and they buy, different properties. And I've seen some properties where I am 300,000 on the beach. No, like across the street from the beach. The ones on the beach cost a little more, but the area that I'm going is like an hour away. It's not even fixed up yet, but it's going. So you get in now before it actually get going, and you got a great deal. So guess what? When people get there, my condo would be worth $400,000 or $500,000. You see how I just did that? I just made $200,000, $250,000, $300,000. If that condo goes up to $300,000 or $400,000, and I paid $100,000, I just made me a $300,000 profit, $200,000 profit. I'm just saying we got to think about how we can do stuff. You got to think and understand how you're gonna sustain yourself when you get here, okay? Because I'm gonna tell you something. America's the only place where you can go and you can get some help. You can get EBT, you can get our tax dollars, you can get Social Security, you can get all this crazy money. But come to their country and you ain't getting jack. You're not getting nothing. You better have $15,000 in the bank, or you better have $25,000 in the bank, or you better be making $1,500 a month, or you better be making $2,000 a month for some of these visas. You can't just come in and barely making it and think you're gonna stay. No, they want to make sure that you could be here to take care of yourself, that you're not gonna need nothing, that they're not gonna have to take care of you because they're not gonna do it anyway, that you'll be able to be self-sufficient. And you can do like everybody else and get some products, do import, export. You can do laundromats. There's so much you can do, that so many businesses that you can open in Africa. You can help build up the infrastructure with internet, or you know how to do different apps and stuff. You can get into trading. It's so much you can actually do in the continent. There's so much you can do, and you'd be crazy not to come. I'm telling you, you guys are tolerating so much in this abusive relationship with America, that America is doing some of everything. The lady who broke the babies, the arms of those babies, and got 12 years. No, she didn't get that. She got 3 years. 3 years. You just didn't she murder somebody's baby? And then she was breaking their arms, causing bodily harm to those babies, and you only get 3 years? What? What we do that at? 3 years. I'm like, okay, y'all. Keisha, she coming. Y'all get them. Don't let her come out. Y'all take care of her. Break her bone every day. I'm just saying, I ain't condoning violence. I'm condoning justice. If your justice system won't protect you, you have every God-given right to protect yourself. I'm just saying, we're not gonna sit up here and act crazy now, because she know what she was doing. So, and them babies they couldn't defend themselves. All they know that their bone is broken. Somebody coming in like your bone, and them little poor babies probably crying, cried, and the mama didn't even know what's the matter, baby, what's going on, and she did, girl, honey. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna say no more, but I'm gonna just say, hopefully Keisha them, or Laquana, or Laquandra, or Cynthia take care of her in jail them 3 years that she gotta make, them 3 years, the roughest 3 years of her life. I'm just saying, but I didn't want to be on here long. I just wanted to kind of touch bases and kind of, in and out. I'm not trying to take up a whole bunch of time. I'm getting ready to go here and watch me a movie because I'm retired and I can do that. I'm just saying, okay. I'm telling you, retirement looks good on Cassie. I am enjoying every bit of this. I'm telling you, if you have any ideas on retire, let me just tell y'all something. If you guys are planning on retiring, invest your money in silver, invest your money in XRP, invest your money, get your money out of the 401ks, invest your money in physical silver. I'm just saying, coins, stocks. You can do that. Okay. Get your money out of that 401k. Okay. And put it into something like buying a house when you come into another country. The house is only 130. This house that I'm looking at, the apartment condo, it's only 130. But if I'll go in and offer him 110, I'm just saying, you're not gonna get 130 for it. I'm gonna offer you 110 or 100,000. Okay, and then I'm gonna put down some money, and then I'm gonna have a decent house note, a decent little note. Okay, but that's enough of that. Thank you guys for joining. I do appreciate you guys as you come in, like and share. Trying to get this channel up to at least over 500. I think I can, do some other things. But like I said, if you guys know of anybody that can help me build an app, give them my website. Not my website. Give them my email, raminthebush@gmail.com. Okay. Thank you for joining. Have a great rest of your day and have a great Shabbat. Shabbat shalom. Shalom. Bye, family.